Thank you for tuning in to the Court of Public Opinion. We have a couple things we're going to talk about here. Locally here, Wendy Bell had got fired. I also want to just mention, if you would like to warm up with us, some coffee, we have coffee art, and it's something we work on as for fun. Other than that, welcome back to our post here at the Court of Public Opinion, where you be the judge. Today is Friday, so if you haven't heard here locally, Wendy Bell, who is a conservative talk radio host at KDKA, was fired, and here's her illustrating some demographics about white and black crime, how many of them are homicides, and mostly are white. Cops are not the problem here in this image that I pulled off of YouTube. So she's obviously charismatic, and you can obviously see she breaks down the numbers, and it's really interesting how many police shootings don't involve black people at all. So that's been the narrative that's been pushed, though, in the media to defund the police, is that there's more deaths by police, and that is not the case. The black community has a homicide rate. It's mostly black on crime. So she illustrates that in her image here and showing about how many shooting victims. No one's ignoring that there isn't things that are going wrong, okay, so that you know. There's reasonable people. That's why we have the Court of Public Opinion, where you can debate these matters based on merit of the case. We started this for this reason alone, because we knew eventually some people would be fired for even saying something wrong. And let's get honest, the political correctness in the greater Pittsburgh region is the reason why she got fired. If you don't toe the line, I mean, do you think that you're going to keep your job? Because most people would probably say you're not going to keep your job. Because that's basically what is going on. See, there was a lot of excuses. I think KDKA TV was embarrassed. They didn't want to be tied into her, so she lost her job over it. And I guess there was a lot of explaining themselves and things like that. That it just showed how weak they are as a TV station. Viacom, CBS, like they don't want to be tied to that, you know. So it'll be interesting where we go in our radio webcasts, because we want reasonable people to talk on both sides of this issue. And I saw some people on YouTube that are like that, so it's nice to see. Just in passing, we're all on Brighteon. And so you can join us over at Brighteon for free speech, because this is a free speech issue. And as you know, Brock said you didn't build this, but the liberals did. And I am saying it like it is, because the liberals had created this monstrosity. This is what is really going on. Almost like this is going into 10 years of what their vision is change. And change has to come through chaos, through the Weather Underground movement. I mean, however change has to happen, change is happening, okay? And they drudged up all this old stuff that really has turned the tide. But you'd be surprised, like when you look at those images of how many thousands and thousands of Americans are going to the rallies, and then the media will say, oh, it's 1,000. It's obvious. You have eyes to see, and you have ears to hear. You can see it is for what it is. There was over 15,000 people that showed up in Latrobe yesterday, and just from watching and reading the news feed, this is what's going on. So I'm just taking notes from the news feed. There's also some other things. I want to make sure I got this correct, because there was something that was stated that said it was not true, but they became very lax in California with child pedophilia. So I don't know that they legalized it. I want to make sure I clear this up. The point is, they've always been a little bit more reasonable. It's very hard to be a victim on this note, when it comes to the issue on pedophilia. It's against the law. We have Jessica's law. We have Megan's law. There's reasons why repeat offenders are not allowed to be repeat offenders, and especially in Jessica Lunsford's case, that's exactly what happened. I am honored to be a representative of Jessica Lunsford's family's foundation. I haven't done anything as of yet, but we're working on it. We're working on a play area, and that's today, Friday, September 4th. And in fact, we were planning on lighting a candle either at lunchtime or at dinner time and at sundown. And I want to wrap it up here for that, because I want to tell you who Erica A. Hark, my master's of social work, was to us. She rescued children, and she had rescued thousands of children from child abuse, and sometimes, in a lot of cases, like most of us, pretty much put yourself in danger, and nobody really knows the danger you're in when it comes to child abuse. So Erica saved a lot of children, and she had died September 6, 2002. And today, being Friday, September 4th, I thought it would be more appropriate to have a candlelight vigil in her memory. So if you have a candle and you want to join me, you could just light it, for a few minutes if you would. And remember that Erica, like so many caseworkers who risk their lives to save children, and they do. They risk their lives for this. And so that Erica was my caseworker when I was a kid. And she did. Exactly. Some people, when they say they mean what they say what they mean. It's true. So, I know cops that do. You wouldn't think of it that way, but they do. They're regular people first, okay? You're a person first before you're a killer. You're a person first. That's what this is really about. So, I want to end it here with this, just to keep in mind, a candlelight visual. We're going to have some light jazz in memory of Erica. Thank you so much for joining us at the Court of Public Opinion. The Court of Public Opinion is a part of the Amateur Radio Network. And we're going to start with that vigil here. If you light a candle, we're going to play some light music here as we end the show.